Okay, hey guys, and welcome to or back to my channel.
Missing someone.
So I'm outside in my backyard, so it might be a little loud. Hopefully it's not too distracting. This is both a very exciting video and a bittersweet video. About a year ago, or 11 months ago, I made a video where I bought a new car. I said goodbye to my Fiat 500, which was heartbreaking, and I bought a 2019 Nissan Micra. It was an amazing experience. Part of it was because of the amazing people over at Canadian Auto Mall in Ottawa, Ontario. If you need a car and you live in the Ottawa area, outer Ottawa area, Kingston, and are willing to drive, check out the Canadian Auto Mall. They have been amazing both times that I have worked with them, so definitely check them out. And if you do go, ask for Richard because he is amazing. I know he's probably watching this, so hi Richard. You have changed my life twice and I cannot thank you enough. But I did not think I was going to be making this video, and I didn't think I would be buying a new car for years upon years, because when I bought my car last year, I did my research into finding a good vehicle because Fiats have the nickname Fix It Again Tony for a reason. I put a lot of work into that vehicle. My dad put a lot of work in that vehicle. My friend Brent put a lot of work into that vehicle. And when it was time to say goodbye, I'd had it for about 3 years. Definitely go watch that video and then come back to this one or watch that one after. You get the fun of seeing me cry, which I cut out of this video for my own sanity and my healing with the situation that happened. A week ago, I was driving home from my apartment complex with my best friend and roommate in the car behind me, thankfully. We're coming to take inventory of everything that we have for our apartment because we're moving in 2 weeks. I was almost home. I was at the intersection right before I get to my house. I was sitting in the intersection waiting to turn left, the light green, let at least 40 cars pass. Didn't go because my friend was following me. I wasn't gonna go through any area that I had because I wanted to make sure that she stayed with me. But when the light turned yellow, I knew that we were gonna have to split up. Thankfully, she's been to my house before. She's one of my best friends. It was gonna be okay. Everyone stopped on oncoming traffic, and that was when it was my time to go. The light turned, it was yellow, I sat there, everyone stopped, and I went to clear the intersection, and that is when I was almost fully done the turn. And I don't want to cry. I don't remember much because I'm basically home and I just heard it. Sorry. I didn't want to cry, but I just heard it. I heard the crashing of metal, and the next thing I knew, I was spinning. The woman who hit me at, sorry, I sound weird. I don't want this to sound like fake crying, it's me trying not to cry. But the woman who hit me was in the outer lane of a 2-lane traffic and either sped up or I don't know exactly what happened, but I was done my turn. My car was completely parallel. The front of my car was over the line. I was done my turn and she plowed into the back of my car. In a later clip that I have of going to see my car afterwards, you can see that she hit me literally the last back foot of my car, and she hit me at enough speed that her car continued to go straight and it never left her lane. She didn't waver. The inertia kept her going straight because she was going fast enough that hitting me didn't affect her at all, but it caused me to spin out. My airbags went off. My tire was completely smashed in. I am very happy that I am safe in this situation, and part of it is because my dad taught me how to stop. I live in Canada. Black ice is a big thing, and when I learned to drive, part of learning to drive was my dad brought me to a big empty parking lot in the winter, told me to lose control of my wheel, and taught me how to regain control of my wheel if I were to spin. Even though it's not the same situation as black ice or water planing, my mind went to that. I think that that is part of a bad situation. Could have been much worse because my car was going this way, completely spun and ended up being this way, perfectly in a different lane of traffic. I luckily didn't hit anybody else. I just sat there, and I have a bit of memory loss of just seeing Avery in front of my car running to my door and above other people running to my door as well. They opened the door for me and had my foot on the brake. I put my car in park, but I couldn't register to put on the emergency brake. I just was holding my car on the brake because every time I would move it a little bit, I would feel my car pushing back. And that was because even though the tire wasn't moving, the other tires were moving, and I had lost all of my brake fluid and it was sprayed everywhere in the intersection. I asked the car that ended up being behind me if he was okay. He thankfully had enough time to back up a little bit, and I did not hit him when I got my car under control. And I also wish I knew who it was, but there was a man who came to my door right away to help me and walk me through things while Avery went to go get her car out of traffic because she was still in the left turn lane. He was a firefighter, and he walked me through stopping my car, assuring me that everybody was okay, and just getting me out, helping me grab everything I need to, opening the back door to grab my phone and find my phone. And people walked me through, don't call the police, which is not good advice, but in the moment they assured me that everyone out, that there was a million people around me calling police and to call my parents. So I did, and I'm sure that was a traumatizing phone call for my parents to get. My dad answered the phone, and all I could say was, "Dad, I've been in an accident." His first reaction was, "Where are you?" Since it was only a couple streets away, he got there before first responders did. And people got me out of my car, helped me walk over to the side of the road and sat me down. It was a really hard experience, and there was just some crazy things around the situation that happened. Like my friend Brent, his sister called him to tell him that I was in an accident because she saw his house was right there, and he just came out running. And I can never thank him enough because it meant I had my dad, I had Avery, and I had Brent right there with me. Brent was on the phone with Liv right away. I didn't get to talk to her in the moment because then the police came over to talk to me. I also learned that my coping mechanism in a point of trauma and when I'm in shock is to make jokes. So I looked at my car and looked at Brent and said, "Can you fix that?" He's a mechanic and car guy. I guess that's the story. So I'm dealing with it, and I will probably make an entire video about the healing process because my body hurts like crazy and has for an entire week now. It took a long time for me to process things, and I'm doing okay. This is a very long explanation, but I'm doing okay. So I have a couple of clips of my car and some photos. So if you don't want to see that, I'll put a timestamp on the screen right here for a time for you to skip to. Want to see it? If you're interested, just keep watching. So now that you know what happened in the accident, that night I went over to my friend Jordan's house with Brent and Liv, and we had a night. That's the best way I can describe it. I will look back on that day as being the worst day of my life. And I've had pretty bad days, seeing as my cat died the same day that my brother had to get emergency surgery because his appendix burst. But my accident and a couple events that happened afterwards were definitely the worst day of my life. You would have thought that Mercury was in retrograde. We had to Google it because all of us were just shocked that it wasn't. But yeah, so that night after being with my friends, I couldn't get in an Uber to drive home. Jordan had picked me up and I trusted him in the car, but I walked home from his house, which also meant that at 2 a.m. I was in the intersection and I just stood there for a little bit. So I have a clip of walking through the intersection. So in the clip, it's a little hard to see, but it's dark. But you can see all of the sand. All of that sand is there because it's actually cat litter that they put on all of my brake fluid. So there's that, and then there's these big pieces of my car. So yeah, I just sat there and I stood in the intersection for a little bit before I finished getting home. The next day we went to the car lot to look at the vehicle, make sure that I got everything out of it, and sign over my ownership to insurance. When I did that, I got to look at the car. In this clip you can see how one side of the vehicle is completely fine, then when you turn it just looks hollow for a second before you see the side that was hit. You can also see that my passenger airbag went off, which I'm so happy I had one of those, and I'm so happy that no one was sitting there. This next clip I talk in because it pinpoints exactly where the woman hit me. This is just what's insane to me. Piece of her car lodged into my tire at impact, like the corner of her car. Yay. So yeah, that is my crash, and it's time to look at new cars. So the first car that I test drove was actually a 2020 Hyundai Elantra. I really liked it. There was just a couple things about this specific one where I really liked the mileage was really high, and yeah, but really liked it overall. Number 2 was a Kia Forte, and I'll just let myself take over here.
This one has the roof. I could be hitting my head.
Yeah, I do like the skylight. We're in car number 2. This is a Kia Forte. Let's take her for a rip, bud. You ready?
Butt rip?
Butt rip. No.
No.
After being unimpressed by the Kia Forte, it was on to the 2020 Nissan Kicks. This is fancy. This is very fancy. Okay, so we've already rolled out this vehicle for me.
You ruled out this vehicle.
I rolled out this vehicle. This is the Nissan Kicks. It looks like a little mini SUV. It's really cute. But if I were to do another Nissan, it would be my Micra because I loved it. Dad's gonna test drive now, which means that I can vlog now because Dad's driving. So third vehicle, Dad's gonna test drive now. This is a second trim level too. I think that I've ruled out the Forte. I still really like the Elantra, which is funny because they're very similar. Put on my seatbelt so I don't.
Because I'm driving.
Well, you should also wear your seatbelt. And after getting in a crash 2 days ago, I saw the importance of seatbelts and how it kept me alive. Yeah, it's nice. It's bigger. So we're gonna go back to the lot and look at other things. I want to go to the Honda dealership to see a Civic. It's out of my price range, but I just want to see, which is also the worst thing to do.
Civic's here too.
Did they?
I think so.
I didn't think they had any Hondas
Let's ask.
when I looked.
There's lots of headroom. I just want to adjust my seat.
We're on car number
5?
We're in a Honda Civic now.
Wow, it feels like I'm sitting on the gravel.
Whoa, what's this hole? Whoa, what the frick?
Cabling, because it's got cable.
You run your cable through this hole here.
Just have your phone sit handy.
And then there's a compartment down here. All of this space. This opens, that moves back. Oh my God, there's a big cup holder right there.
There's
another cable thing.
Call them USB ports on our planet.
You know what? It's a cable thing. But I just wanted to know because it's just like my parents' car, but a mini version. Okay, we're stopping quickly to look at Honda's used car inventory. Let's see. I didn't film it, but we looked at one Civic while we were there. Okay, so now we're at Mazda. There's a Tesla dealership there.
And it's so new that it just has flags.
Yeah, it just has flags, which is actually exciting because one of my friends, their fiance, had a Tesla and it got wrecked and they had to ship it to Toronto, so that sucked. But we're gonna check out Mazda at the Mazda 3s and see if they have anything used.
They do, but the 2017 will be too old. The one next to it might be an 18 or 19. Subaru that's in the right age range. But...
Ooh, a Subaru. I trust Subarus. Subaru? I'd have to get a custom license plate though that said Subaru. All right, let's see. Hey, I'm just editing. Popping in here because so we test drove the 2019 Subaru. I had a clip, it's corrupt now, so won't be using that. Don't even know how it got corrupt. But basically the Subaru, when the guy pulled it around, I don't even know why we test drove it. It had a damaged bumper, like it's been in an accident, and it was $19,000 and they weren't willing to take any money off of that for some reason. So yeah, or fix the bumper before we picked it up. That was like kind of okay because like I was thinking and I kind of had my mind made up already. I just wanted to see what else was out there before I actually made up my mind. So all of that was a Saturday. All these next clips are from the following Monday. So we are back at the car dealership because I think that I have narrowed it down to like the exact car I want. So we're gonna take a look and potentially purchase it. My teeth are yellow. We're gonna take a full spin, but very excited. Dad's testing out the Bluetooth. I'm gonna connect. See how it works. Yeah.
She's a Mona Lisa.
Okay, hey guys, today is the day oh my God, we are on our way to go pick up my car. All that's playing through my head is that scene from Finding Nemo where Peach is like, today's the day, the sun is shining, the tank is clean.
It's morning, everyone. Today's the day. The sun sun is shining, the tank is clean, and we are getting out of the tank is clean.
The tank's clean.
Like, the tank is clean, but we're on our way to go pick up my car, and I'm so excited. So we're gonna go pick it up, and then we're in the rental car right now.
It's Coronation Day.
It's Coronation Day. I'm finally excited about it. I think mostly because it's like actually happening. And then we're gonna drop off the rental car, but I want to like take some photos at the place and everything and make sure that everything's good to go. We're driving through the intersection where my accident has happened, and there's still pieces of my car in the intersection.
More pieces of somebody else's car.
Or more pieces of someone else's car, but it's right where mine was.
There's been at least one other accident there since yours.
So it might not be my car, but it could also be part of my car. I'm excited to go away for 2 weeks and not see that anymore, but we're gonna go pick up my new car, and I'm vlogging on my vlog camera for the first time in like 2 months, because I've just been using my iPhone because I got the 12. But yeah, not sponsored. If you need a phone case for your phone, get a Casetify case. I cannot recommend it enough. In my accident, my phone was in like a console on the side. I didn't have like a closed console, which my new car has, which is really nice. But it was on the side console and it unplugged. So that whole thing on TikTok where people are like, oh, when you get in a car crash, do you just hear the music and there's just a random music playing while you're sitting there? Didn't happen for me because my phone completely unplugged. It was charging and flew into the back off my cable, hit the back window and everything, and it's perfectly fine. So if you need a Casetify case, highly recommend, because even in a car crash, when the car doesn't survive, the phone does. So yeah, but we're on our way, and I guess I'll see you guys when we're there.
She's a Mona Lisa. Everyone's lining up to see her. There must be something better features.
Okay, I'm in my new car. I'm so excited. We are still at the Automo, but I'm about to leave. My dad's waiting for me. We both came on our lunch breaks, but we're about to go. I think he's gonna take some video, but I'm about to hook up my phone to Apple CarPlay. I'm gonna drive home and then do a little bit of decorating of my car when we get there. We'll see you guys very, very soon, and maybe do a car tour, but that might be a whole other video. But thank you, Canadian Automo. You guys do me good every time.
She looks so fly in those Gucci slides. Yeah, yeah, I wonder what she hides under her disguise. Yeah, 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 yeah. And all the girls around the world, they wanna be. And all the dudes.
Okay, we are back and home in my car. I'm literally so excited. So while I was driving home, I did put my steering wheel cover on. It is faded from the sun, that's for sure. But I just wanted to show you guys like a little bit of a tour. I will probably do a full car tour soon, but this is what it looks like. So we have my steering wheel and everything and all of this. So I did plug in my cord and use Apple CarPlay to get home. Right now it's all off because copyright, but I'm gonna put the scrunchies and stuff back there. And yeah, I am just so excited to have the car. As I said, like at the beginning of today, I wasn't excited until today. Like it was kind of fun test driving, but I was also very nervous being in a car and driving especially. So it wasn't until today when like I knew I was picking it up that it all became real. And now I'm in it, and we actually have a 5th seat now, so a whole other person can fit in this vehicle. But it's just so exciting, and knowing that it's gonna be in the driveway for the next 2 weeks, waiting for me when I get home and need to move, it'll be here. So that's pretty exciting. I'm just so ecstatic, and my rental car is right there. So we have to go return that later. I have to get back to work. So now the car is actually in my driveway, and I am very excited about that. Again, thank you to the Canadian Automo, and I should be making a video very soon of a car tour and probably decorating my vehicle. That's gonna be in a couple weeks though, because I'm going home up to Northern Ontario for about 2 weeks, and then when I get back, I'd move literally the next day and everything like that. So definitely subscribe down below because that video will be coming. Subscribe down below anyways and join this family because we have a lot of content coming. I also have my entire moving series, and then when the moving series is probably up, come October, I am going to Disney World. So that's gonna be really exciting. So yeah, you can also stay up to date with what's happening in my life by following me on Instagram. I would love to have you guys there, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
She got the posture of a superstar. She looks so